Hello and welcome to Grocer Pod. My name's Sean Kosednar. This week I welcome AVelazquez back to the show. Anna is the Vice President at Retail Learning Institute and IGA Coca-Cola Institute. She is back to talk about AWG University and how AWG member retailers can take advantage of all its offerings. Before I get to Anna, I want to remind you to please subscribe to Grocer Pod. Subscribing means new episodes will be downloaded for you each week. You can find Grocer Pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, or any other platform you use to listen to podcasts. Thanks for joining me today, Anna.
It's my pleasure to be back with you and sharing a little bit about what AWG University is bringing to the retailers.
Yeah, so why training? Why is training employees important?
It is a critical function. Training has, besides just teaching somebody how to do something, training has a bigger impact in the culture of the organization. But we can summarize it basically in four specific areas. First, stores need to be compliant. You need to have training on sexual harassment, on food safety and sanitation. Government requires you to do certain level of training. So you want to do that to avoid fines. Then you want to do training because you want to protect yourself from liabilities. A supermarket can be a very dangerous place. There's a lot of sharp objects, heavy things. So you need to make sure that your personnel knows how to handle those more risky areas in your store. And if something happens, you need to have those records to protect your store from liabilities. So that's a very important role as being in training for a long time. We have been involved in situations where we had to provide materials to lawyers in the stores for lawsuits that have been due to accidents or things like that. And those lawsuits have always been dismissed because the stores have been able to prove that they did the proper training for their associates. The third area why I think training is really relevant is because engagement and retention. When somebody comes into your store and they realize that you have a formal training program, that you're investing in them, that you're working hard to prepare them so they can be successful at their job, they're going to feel more engaged. They're going to be more excited about their job. And obviously, if they know how to do things, they're not going to be frustrated because they actually have been prepared to perform their duties. And people that are happy are more likely to stay with your organization. And I think the last thing that I would bring up is the fact that you have a promise to your customers. You offer them, especially in the independent space, customer service, personalized service, really taking care of our customers, being part of our communities is part of the identity of the independents. We make a promise of service. We need to prepare our associates to be able to deliver that service. And the only way that we can prepare them is through training. So the best service is really tied to the best customer service training. So I think that those would be four powerful reasons in there.
Absolutely. And in today's day and age, independent grocers are doing everything that they can to cut costs and maximize profit. It's a very thin margin industry. And I would think that having bad training or no training, it may hold the store liable in legally. They won't be able to, their employees won't be able to provide as good a service. It costs a lot of money to retrain new people. So retention is very important. So how much does bad training or no training eat into a store's profit?
That is a very interesting question because when I've been doing this for 19 years. It's going to be 20 next year, early next year. So I'm close to my 20-year mark. And everybody recognizes we need to do training. Training is important. We need to give them some basics to people to perform. Where people put the brakes is when they start thinking, well, I have to invest in payroll to train these people. I have to have somebody looking at the training. I need to invest in training. So they see training usually not as an investment like we see it, they see it as an expense. And when they start calculating expenses, then they think, well, training is too costly. I can't afford training right now. So I did a little bit of research, trying to answer that question. Okay, if you're thinking of training as an expense, which is you need to shift your focus and see it as an investment. And why is it an investment? It's because having poorly trained employees is costing you. The question is, how much is it costing you? And there are different levels at which employees are costing you when you don't train them properly. Obviously, the customers that you lose because they didn't get the proper service, because somebody was not patient, because somebody gave a customer the wrong product, is costing you because somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, they are going to make mistakes, and those mistakes can be costly. Somebody who doesn't know how to use a cutter will try to open a box of toilet paper and will slash to all the roll of papers, and that is costing you. So all those little things are really having an impact in your bottom line. People that are poorly trained do not stick around because, well, if they didn't invest it in me, then why am I going to be loyal? If I'm getting frustrated on my job, why stick around? And so there are a lot of ancillary costs. And like you said, obviously, when you lose an employee, you have the cost of hiring them. You have the cost of the impact that having that hole in your staff is putting on the department's team. You're probably ending up paying overtime because you don't have the person to fulfill that. And then what it's costing you to retrain that person, to get them integrated. So there are a lot of costs associated to really not taking the time, not making the investment in training people. And that the number of those calculations is an outstanding 5 to 15% of a store's profit is going into all these hidden costs that we are not putting in an accounting spreadsheet. But those costs are real, and we're not seeing them. Once we start thinking about really how much it's costing us, training becomes a really affordable tool to increase our profit. Because if you can impact those costs that are hidden, it's easier to increase your profit 5% by training people than actually increasing your sales 5%. And these costs can go up to 15. So,
absolutely. And it's funny that you bring that up because my next question was going to be, do you have any data on how much good training actually makes for a store? Like how much profit that they get, based on, well-trained employees?
I would think that it would be the reverse calculation. That's a good point. I'm going to make that research on really how much it's putting into the pocket. But I think if you are controlling your costs in the losses, it should be a similar amount. But I'm going to get you some specifics.
Good. Already getting you booked back on the show, Anna. I love it.
Sure.
What are some of the offerings that AWG Learning and Development University offers?
AWG is really concerned to meet the retailers where they are. And independence can be a small store with 30 employees or a group that has 100 stores. So everybody has a different need, and the culture of the organization will really determine what the store needs in terms of training. So AWG University is offering retailers two types of platforms. We have the basic, which is for the retailers that probably have a more stable staff. They don't have maybe as much turnover, or they're a smaller organization that they can control and they can see how training is happening. So in the basic program, imagine it as having a YouTube account where you have a series of videos where people will be able to sit and watch a video. Somebody is making a mistake. They put the hot chicken on top of the deli sliced cheese when they were doing bagging. That person needs immediate retraining. You tell them, okay, you go and go to the office and see this video on bagging because you need a refresher here. Or you have somebody who's coming new and they need to do sexual harassment. They go and sit and they do the video of sexual harassment. So it's like when we used to. There's stores that are still using a lot of videos. They pop in a video, you sit, you watch it. So stores that are comfortable with that style of training, basic will be ideal for them. It requires no administration. You have all the content. Anything that comes new gets into your library. It's a bilingual platform. Really easy, low impact in terms of restructuring in the organization to be able to use basic. Basic is there, is the video library. Whenever you need it, you use it. For people that are either more sophisticated, that are more concerned into tracking what training is, where they want to recognize people by offering a certification program, where they want students to be tested so they can get proof of knowledge that can protect them in a lawsuit, for example. For those people, we offer the premium program. So the premium program, you have the ability to create as many users as you need to. You get all the courses, you get certification, you get tracking. You can see exactly what everybody's doing. When they enter the program, how many hours of training, how much time they spent in a particular course, what was their score. So you get a good handle on how your training is progressing, which is one of the ways that you can keep improving your training. You need to measure what you're doing and the success rate of what you're doing so you can keep modifying it and improving it. So we get basic and we get premium. It depends where you are. What is your entry level desire? There's a solution for you.
You mentioned a couple of topic areas, the basic, sexual harassment prevention, and, you mentioned bagging as well. But what other areas and topics are covered?
That is a great question. So we have been developing this library since '88. And in English, we have over 300 courses. And you would think we're constantly developing new courses. We have the courses that we have because we're constantly upgrading and updating. So we have built libraries that have the content that you need for regular onboarding. Anybody who comes to the supermarket industry, they need customer service, they need food safety and sanitation, they need professionalism, how to dress, personal hygiene, things like introduction to food and health. So you get this onboarding library that will prepare anybody who comes into our industry. Then you get the almighty library of compliance. This is where we put the most effort. Any compliance topic that comes up, it goes to the top of development priority. Compliance is where the store gets protected, where we keep our people safe, and where you avoid fines. So compliance, that's where you're going to get your food safety and sanitation, everything that has to do with store safety. Our number one course is active shooter awareness. I'm sad to say, but it's a course that everybody appreciates, and that I think if you have access to the platform, everybody in your family should be looking at that course. So that's our compliance library. And then we have libraries for each department. You get the front end, you get the mid department, your bakery, your produce, your stocking, libraries. So basically every department has their own set of courses. And we have courses also for those supervisors and managers. And that's a library that we are paying a lot of attention right now.
And so it sounds like these courses are pretty constantly updated and are very current. Is that correct?
Yes, every year we update and launch about 75 new courses. So we have over 300. So that means that those courses are constantly being updated, improved, consolidated, spread out. So depending on what the need of the retailers is, we modify those courses, we improve them. When I started here, our courses are cashier course was a single course that was 6 hours. And now cashier, we have a library with, I think it's like 15 courses because the need and the way we train has changed. A cashier is still a cashier, but their functions change. The way they do customer service has changed. So from that single course, we have continuously updated and updated. And so now we have 15 courses that are short courses because everybody wants micro-learning.
You mentioned the food sanitation and safety. Are there any other certifications that are offered through these courses?
Yes. So there are certain... Okay, so we have certifications is a very specific topic. So our general courses, a student takes a test and gets a certificate. It's a certificate of completion. So those are the courses that we develop. There are some organizations. We partner with State Food Safety, and they take care of the bulk of the courses that are food safety related. So State Food Safety is dedicated to make sure that courses are ANSI certified. Some states require certain level of testing, and that's why we partner with them. State Food Safety, obviously, because we have a huge volume of training, that training is really at a reduced cost because they charge for their training. Obviously, those certifications, ServSafe type of things, they guarantee that the testing that you're doing is accepted by your state, by your county, by your municipality. So that's their job. So in this partnership, they offer alcohol server, they offer food handler, and allergens. And those are some of the courses that government has the most strict requirements. We do have versions of those courses that are not certified. The content is available in the platform. So if your county doesn't ask for a specific level of certification, you can use the general one and you don't pay anything extra. If your county requires really a certification on that level, then you can use the State Food Safety through the same platform. So you don't have to do anything different. In terms of the food manager certification, that's the one that a store is required to have somebody with that certification. Whenever it's open, there has to be at least one person certified working at the store at that during those hours. That certification, we have the content. Anybody can take the courses, anybody can prepare for the exams for free within the platform, no additional cost. And then State Food Safety will charge you just for the testing. So I've seen people paying $600 per employee to get this type of certification. Others get, depending on the level of training that you hire, it's going to be the cost. In this case, you can do the training for free. You pay for the certification, and it's around $24. So just that certification is huge savings for the retailers.
Yeah, and makes that job more attractive to prospective clients because they can get the certification at a much cheaper rate.
Oh, yeah. And it's all consolidated. You don't have to plan to send somebody or bring somebody and bring all your managers or all the people that you're going to certify to a single location one time. Now with this, you can certify one person today, 3 tomorrow, stop for 6 months, and then recertify more people later. So it makes it really easy. It adjusts, the certification process adjusts to the needs of the retailer. Instead of the other way around.
You mentioned earlier that you have, over 300 courses in English. Does that mean that the courses are offered in other languages as well?
Yes, we have almost all the libraries in Spanish. So you can train people in Spanish. We have about 175, 180 courses in Spanish, but we make sure that everything that is compliance, that is critical, those onboarding courses of customer service, anything that is priority, it's always translated first. And then obviously the department courses are there for you too. So we try to catch up with English, but it's always, Spanish is always trying to catch up. But we do our best, and we have people dedicated to that work. So if somebody needs a specific training that we have not translated yet, they just let us know, and we just put it in the priority list.
What do I need to do to set up this program at my store?
Fantastic questions. You can do a couple of things. If you're sold out on the idea and you just want to get started, you contact Joyce Walls, and she will set you up for the program. If you want to explore more and learn more about it, then contact us so we can set up a demo where you can look at the platforms. If you want to see basic, we'll give you access to basic for 2 weeks. If you want to explore the premium version, we will give you access. If you want to look at both, we can do that. We can answer all your questions. And when you're ready to pull the trigger, then Joyce will take over and make all the arrangements on the background. We will, once you sign up, we will have a series of calls with the person that is going to be managing the program at the store level. So this is not a tool that you say, okay, I got training, now I have to go figure out what I'm going to do. This is a tool that you say, okay, I want training, and you're going to have a full support to help you figure out what are the best practices, how do I implement it, and personalize the program to your stores. So just raise your hand, and we will make sure that you have all the materials to make a good evaluation and take you through the process if you decide to onboard on the online training program.
And now, obviously, the biggest question, what is the cost? I assume with 2 different programs that there'll be a couple of different prices.
For the basic program, the price is per store and is unlimited usage. So everybody that needs training will be served for $17 a week. When we're looking at premium, there is a little tier in the pricing, because depending on the volume that you're going to be using, the number of associates that you have in your store, we give you some discounts. So a small store that has 10 employees or less will be paying $26 a week. A store that has between 11 and 29 associates in their store, they will be around $28 a week. And if you have 30 employees or more, your cost will go to $30 a week. And from there, the sky is the limit. You're going to be on $30 a week. That will be the most that you will pay. And these numbers are based on your current employees that you have in your payroll. Obviously, if you have new hires, if you have turnover, anybody that comes new to the store will be covered, because you're transitioning associates all the time. There's a high turnover, and we're going to cover all your turnover in that pricing.
How soon can I get started?
As soon as you make the decision. So we will take it from the time you decide, okay, I'm going to go with this. We can get you set up between 24 and 48 hours. We have the online implementation call, and you can be up and running in 3 days. If you want. Wow. So we will work at your pace. Some stores take longer to onboard, but if you're ready, we're here to get you training as soon as possible, as soon as you need to.
Well, that sounds great, Ana. Is there anything else AWG members need to know about AWG University?
Start exploring. You don't have to make any commitment. Training is something that a store needs to be ready to do training. The culture of the store needs to be ready. So as soon as you can, give us a call, take a look at what it is, start thinking about it. If you want to jump into it right away, we're here to serve you. It's not going to cost you anything to take a look at what the program is. Sometimes people see online training and they think, oh my God, this is going to be complicated. I need technology. All you need is to have internet access. This platform works on any device, on a desktop, on a laptop, on a tablet, and even on mobile phones. So it's really easy to adopt. Take a look. Don't be afraid of it. Let's have a conversation. We'll show you. We walk you through, and you'll be impressed of how easy training can take an up of a cliff, go to the top at your stores.
Well, Ana, I really appreciate you joining me today, talking about how important training is.
It's been my pleasure. We are here, Joyce, Jason, and I, shoulder to shoulder to help you bring the best online training program to your store, something that really fits your needs.
And thank you all for listening. Please remember to like and subscribe to Grocer Pod. That way you can stay up to date on all the latest things going on around AWG. Until next week, this has been Sean Kosednar with Grocer Pod.